Holy cow.
Yeah.
I think the whole state of West Virginia heard those whistles. I have goosebumps. That's all I can say. Amazing. Today, we're going to witness something that might just give you goosebumps. I'm coming to you from Cass, West Virginia, home of the Cass Scenic Railway, and also home to several operating Shay Steam locomotives. I'm here today on Saturday, June 15, 2024, to witness the incredible parade of steam. Now, Shay locomotives were primarily used for the logging industry, but today they're going to be putting on a show like we've never seen before. If you'd like to witness this incredible day of steam, then sit back, relax, and come along with me. Now, we are here pretty early to get a good spot, and there are hundreds upon hundreds of people here to witness this incredible parade of steam. People are lined all the way down in both directions. There's also an event going on with a lot of vendors. But I'm not here alone. A familiar face is here as well. You may recognize that guy right there, Mr. Matt PG. He's also filming for his channel, so you can check out his video as well. Now, this is a bucket list item that I've had ever since I heard about this event years ago. I knew I wanted to come here and witness it for myself. So myself and Matt made the drive down here. It's a long drive, but I know it's gonna be well worth it because from what I've seen on pictures and videos, this is an event that you don't see anywhere else. Now, you may be wondering what's different about Shay locomotives compared to traditional steam locomotives. Well, let me tell you more about them. The Shay locomotive is a geared steam locomotive that originated and was primarily used in North America. The locomotives were built to the patents of FIVE Shay. Shay locomotives were especially suited to logging, mining, and industrial operations and can operate successfully on steep or poor quality track. The strength of these engines lies in the fact that all wheels, including in some engines the wheels under the tender, are driven so that all the weight develops tractive effort. A high ratio of piston strokes to wheel revolutions allow them to run a partial slip, where a conventional rod engine would spin and strive wheels, losing all traction. Around 115 Shays survive today, some a combination of parts of two Shays. The oldest operational Shay is located here at the Cass Scenic Railway State Park in West Virginia as their locomotive number 5. It was first bought in 1905 by the West Virginia Pulp and Paper Company at Cass. Number 5 is in fact still running on its original rails since it first ran in 1905. And locomotive number 6 is the second largest Shay built, weighing 162 tons. And for today's video, I'm utilizing 3 different cameras. I do have my Panasonic for a longed-in zoom shot down the rails. I'm going to have my Osmo Action 3 for a closer-up shot next to the rails, and the camera that you're watching on now is going to be positioned somewhere over here, getting a side profile shot, so you will be able to see multiple angles and perspectives of these incredible machines making their way just feet in front of us here. When I look down here, you can see there's a water tower and a few pieces of equipment. We are going to walk down there and check it out a little bit later on. And if you look to the right, there is some ruins and remains of an old lumber mill. I think I'm going to make a separate video on that because that ties in to what we're witnessing today. So as reading this little brochure, I found out a fun fact in case you didn't know. It says Cass Scenic Railroad is home to the world's largest collection of geared steam locomotives. Never knew that? Now we do. So the culmination of events is starting to take place. All the locomotives, all 5 of them in operation, are down there staged in front of the depot station area. And our friend Colin is here, who's good friends with Jamie Macon, my other good friend. And he was giving me some intel about how they're going to perform. I guess they're going to come down in either singles or pairs on 2 different lines here. And then lastly, they're all going to lash up together and come down all 5 at once. But I have to say, quite a few people have come out for this event, well over 1,000 people here. It's really filled out in the parking lot area, the grass area, and also up here where we are. I mean, if you look down there, it is just rows deep of people here to witness the Parade of Steam at Cass Scenic Railroad. This is what myself and nearly everyone else here has been waiting for. All 5 Shay locomotives are down there, lashed up to each other to make one final parade, and it's starting right now. I think the whole state of West Virginia heard those whistles. I was not anticipating that. That was the grand finale. It's still going. My ears are ringing. I have goosebumps. That's all I can say. Amazing. Oh, I can't get over it. That was so loud. I can't even imagine what it sounded like on camera, but in person, deafening. With the culmination of the finale with the whistle blowing, all the locomotives are now on display. You can get up close and personal, check them out, feel the heat. Some kids are going up there and ringing the bell, and you can really just take in the scale of these monsters and how impressive they are. And deal, it sounds like that. So from the looks of it, that's the coal tender built onto the locomotive. This is strictly for water.
Yeah, because you have those two little portholes on the side.
Yeah, they're spilling water. So larger water tank than there is for coal. And the stacks on these are ginormous. They're just probably at least 3 feet in diameter, if not larger.
And they're actually diffused on top. There's like a giant metal screen around.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Instead of, there is one that is, I think it's, the very first one is an open stack, and the rest of them are diffused.
Okay. I wonder if I slip him a 20 if I could blow the whistle. Okay. Aim the camera. All right, so we're in number 5. This one is original to the location. And one of my favorite ones here. The heat coming off here is pretty intense. I can only imagine how hot it is operating this. You know like how many tons of coal and water it holds?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I'm not real sure. I don't actually work here. I volunteer for this day.
Okay.
So.
Do you know if they burn anthracite or bituminous coal?
I don't know.
Okay.
I know it's like a steam coal.
Yeah. What are the chances of blowing the whistle?
You can ring the bell, but not the whistle.
Where's the bell at?
Right there, that rope.
Right here?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so got to do something. All right, appreciate the look. Thank you.
You're welcome.
No deal on the whistle. There's a volunteer up there. He wasn't able to answer some of my questions about the tons of coal and water it holds. That information's probably online, nor as to what type of coal they do burn. But regardless, really cool to check it out. My first time ever being inside of a Shay locomotive. And like I said, it's really hot in there. Thankfully, it's a cooler day here, low humidity in Cass, West Virginia. It's around 80 degrees. Definitely over 100 degrees in there. And if you look at the locomotives head on, they are offset or off-centered. That's because all the gears and traction work is on the right side and not as much on the left, so everything is offset, off-centered towards one side. Distinct look of a locomotive, where traditionally it's dead center, but Shay locomotives, a little bit different from the others. So something you may notice on the front of the locomotives and even on the back, including the tender areas, are these little divots or indentions, like a round plate. Some Some of you may not know what those are for. Those are actually for yard work. Back in the day, instead of actually coupling up to the cars, they'd have a piece of lumber or a pole, and they would place it into here, and it actually go in the same area of an adjoining car in the next set of rails, say right here. And they'd be able to push or shunt the cars through the yard without having to actually physically couple up to them. They would just use those rods or poles to push them from the adjoining track. That means less switching, less actual work, quicker maneuvering, all due to that piece right there. Matt and myself just grabbed lunch and we walked further down the line, I guess you could say. And there's some more things to check out. Do have a Chesapeake and Ohio or Ontario. I'll put the correction on the screen, whatever it is, known as the Chessie system. The logo is a little cat. And this is a snowplow. This would have been pushed by a steam locomotive to clear the tracks during significant snowfalls. I've also seen one of these at Steamtown as well. These are not self-powered, but typically there's controlmen up there who are able to operate flaps to push the snow out one way or the other. Those side flaps there to control the trajectory of the snow. Old flat car here, and here is a substantial sized water tower, an active one. This is what they use to fill up the locomotives with water, which they did today prior to them staging for the parade. So we've seen a lot of foundations for these in my videos of ruins. Typically a concrete base would have had the wooden tank on top just like that. This one does have a metal base or subframe and the wooden tank with a strapping around it, almost like a wine barrel of sorts. And back there is their locomotive shop. And the lines do go in different directions because there's 2 train trips or 2 excursions they do that go out in that direction. And the one they're doing today is going to be going in this direction. There's also another locomotive right there with number 604 tender, a caboose there, and then some other things further down the line. But unfortunately, you're not allowed down there. There's a little girder bridge there as well. But we should be able to get some action of the train departing for the passenger excursion at 1 p.m. They should kind of cross right over and come right next to us here later on. So we'll be checking that out when that does come through here. This is the departure of the 1 p.m. excursion, one of 2 today. Leaving a little bit behind schedule, but nonetheless it is on its approach. That pop-off valve always seems to go off at the wrong time. It's so loud. Right here is the Cass passenger station, or formerly of. Now it's restrooms and a gift shop. You can also get your train tickets in there. And directly behind that is this larger structure here. Down below it says shops at Leather Bark Ford, West Virginia made products, and Pocahontas County Artisans Gallery. So you're able to check out while you're here as well. Adams Express Company, luggage cart right there. And I think I'll be buying a t-shirt or 2 on the inside. It's known as the Rail Trail Store. Ticket office, tourist info. It looks like it's a functioning passenger station. It kind of is if you do their excursions here. And when you come past it, you do have a large structure up here. Shay Restaurant in this nearest building, and the other one is Cass Company Store with some more stores is there as well. So a lot to take in. Do some shopping, some eating, some train rides. I even see a hand cart up there on the little hillside. But Cass Scenic Railway, what a place. And look at the view in the distance. It's hard to beat that. I have one more surprise for you. Something I've only seen pictures of, never seen it in person. And it's probably one of the coolest things here aside from what we witnessed today. If you could guess what it is, well, it's the lucky guess. I bet many of you have no idea what we're gonna check out here. It's right here in front of me. Ready to see for yourself? I present to you one of the coolest Cadillacs you'll ever see. This is the Western Maryland Railway car. Before we check it out, let's learn some more information about it. This is a 1946 Cadillac Series 62 rail car, fully restored. Original purchase price was $3,110. Served as Western Maryland Railroad Vice President's automobile from 46 to 56. So I'm guessing it functioned as a regular car back in the day. Converted by the WMRY shops during 1956 to 57 to run on the rails only, so it was converted. Retired from service on March 5th, 1968. Sold in 1969 for just $75. Found in 1989 running on the Keokuk Junction Railway. Bought by John and Kathy Smith in 92 from the salvage yard and brought back to West Virginia. Donated by John and Kathy to the West Virginia Railroad Museum in 2001. And moved from storage to B&B Auto on March 9, 2019 to start full restoration. And that's how it used to look when it was first converted from a functioning car to a rail car. This thing is so ridiculously cool. Wow. It's got a cow catcher on the front, big chrome shiny bumper. The wheels itself are kind of ridiculous. I mean, they're just so big. I mean, I'm a size 13 foot. You can see how big it is compared to my foot. They're like wagon wheels. Has a big V8 engine in it. Beautifully restored. It's like a brand new car. Some air horns on top. The red flashing light reminds me of Car 54, where are you? Those of you remember the show, comment down below. What a thing of beauty. To drive this down the rails. Wow. This thing is too cool beyond words. Practically brand new condition. And on the inside, well, it's kind of original except something's missing. No steering wheel, they took it out. It's just the column there and the shifter. See an air valve in there, there's probably a compressor on board for the air horns. And on the inside of the engine bay, some updated electronics. I've only seen pictures, maybe a video of this, of something similar in person. Never saw one in real life. And so freaking awesome. West Virginia Railroad Museum is where this place calls home. You can head there for yourself to check it out. This area here, simply breathtaking. West Virginia, beautiful state. Matt even said, he's like, hey, where do I sign up to be a hobo? To live down by the river. I said I should have brought my large rubber duck to hang out here. But I did go to the gift shop, bought myself a t-shirt and a keychain. They had a nice selection in there and some other things, but something to kind of remember my trip here beyond just my video. But a couple things I want to say without rambling too much is that, number one, this trip is, as I said, a bucket list item. I've been meaning to do this for a few years now, and 2024 finally happened, had availability, and Matt took interest in it as well. We came down together, drove separately, but we did come down together, stay the same place, spending a few days here. We already said we want to come back next year and stay longer. There's just so much to see and do around here beyond just the railroad part, but a bucket list item that I am glad I checked off because this really was amazing. Like I said earlier, I had goosebumps from the sights and sounds and able to witness things I've seen pictures and videos of in person. On top of that, I got to witness my very first Shay locomotive in person in operation. And it wasn't just one, it was 5 of them. Also here at the home of the largest collection of Shay locomotives, Cass Scenic Railway, got to see some of the history regarding the old Cass lumber mill. And just to see the amount of people that came out for this is just beyond amazing. I mean, this is an event that, as far as I know, is the only one that takes place in the area, at least on the East Coast, where they have a literal parade of steam. I never heard of any other railroad that does offer that. Secondly, there's no other railroad that has the largest collection of Shay locomotives that still operate today. And for me, easily number 5 and number 6 were my favorite locomotives. Number 5 for the history because it's original to this area. It was brought here and ran on the same rails in 1905 that it does today. And number 6 is the largest of them all. And that's just a beast of an engine, really impressive. But each one is beautiful, unique, and impressive in their own right. And each one had their own distinct whistle, which obviously is my favorite part. And I said to Matt, he agreed too. I don't know what it is, but the whistles down here on these locomotives were louder than any steam whistle I've ever heard before. So much that I had to actually block my ears several times because it was just ear piercing. I never heard such loud steam whistles. Unfortunately, we want to do a train ride excursion, but they were only running 2 of them today. Both were sold out. So we said next year we're going to come earlier on Thursday and do a train ride and also witness the parade of steam. But I'd love to hear your thoughts on what your favorite locomotive was or what you enjoyed out of this video. Don't forget I did do a separate video on the lumber mill. When that does come out, it will be linked down below in the description. And I also did a video on the way here to West Virginia. So if you haven't seen that video yet, check that down below as well. Otherwise, who knows where I'll be going next or what I'll be filming next. But if you tune back to the channel, you'll be the first to find out. Thanks for watching. Thanks to Matt for coming along. And as always, we'll see you in the next video.